Hey everyone, welcome to my very first vlog. Today, I will be talking about a novel and a web series that I have watched. The title of the novel is The Three Body Problem, which is a Chinese novel written by Liu Cixin, and I hope I am pronouncing the name correctly. And talking about the novel, before talking about the story of the novel, let me mention a real life incident that happened in 2009. In that year, a group of scientists conducted a simulation experiment to study the motion of planets in the solar system. What they did was they slightly shifted the position of various planets within the solar system. For example, they shifted the Mercury from its orbit to by a few centimeters or meters, and they tried to observe how it will affect the solar system into its future. Like they predicted how the solar system will behave after that shift, and the result of the experiment was both interesting and terrifying. Even a small change in the orbital path of a planet can eventually destabilize the entire system. Even the result of the experiment tells us that the solar system is not stable. Additionally, celestial mechanics can be unpredictable and unstable. For example, a very really massive object, an object as big as a planet like Jupiter or Saturn from the interstellar space, it can alter the orbits of our planets and destabilize the entire solar system. Now let us talk about the actual three-body problem. It, by definition, it refers to the motion of three bodies under mutual gravitational forces. We are aware of how two bodies interact under mutual gravitational forces. There's a formula called G m1 m2 by r square that we studied in the high school classes. How a body exerts a force on another body due to gravitational force alone. Like take the case of the Earth and the Sun, or the Earth and the Moon. We can completely predict how both the bodies behave under mutual gravity. But what happens if there is a third body? So, by the third body, I mean bodies that have some comparable masses, like equal bodies that have similar mass. How they will predict under mutual gravity is kind of it is not predictable as per the current scientific advancements. Only special cases can be solved perfectly. And from Newton's time till the modern supercomputers, a complete solution has not been found yet. Okay. Now imagine a planet has three suns. During the day we may see a single sun, two sun, or a three sun. And what is the peculiarity in this case is that living in such a world is really difficult. This is because the planet does not orbit in a fixed pattern. As a result, life forms on the planet have to endure extreme climatic conditions to develop mechanisms to adapt to them. And why it happens is that one day they may see one single sun. The next day it can be two sun, because for some particular time the planet may be revolving around a single sun. After some time, another sun, the second sun, can snatch the planet away from the first sun, and it starts rotating around the second sun. So unlike in our scenario, like in the case of solar system, here all the 8 planets revolve around the sun in a predefined orbit. But in the case of a three-body star system, the orbits of the planet are not fixed. It can go anywhere. For some time it may revolve around the first planet. After some time it goes to the second planet, and after some time it goes to the third planet. And as per the current technology, we cannot predict how the planet will behave under a three-body or multi-body system. Imagine there is a life form in a three-body planet system, in a three-body sun system, and that particular planet has living beings, and um, they has to endure harsh climates because the reason that I said earlier. The climate is completely unpredictable. The length of days and nights are not fixed, so they have to find a new home where everything is perfect, like in the case of Earth. And this alien species are in search of a new place. And the story starts somewhere in the 1980s or 1970s in China, where the communist government is trying to contact alien life forms, and they sends message to the outer solar system, and this three-body civilization receives this message, and on receiving this invitation, the aliens decide to come to our solar system and make it their new home. The distance between the three-body system and our solar system is about 4 light years. So the earliest they will be able to come to the Earth is 400 years, because the maximum speed they can achieve is 1% of the light. So it takes 400 years for the three-body aliens to come to solar system. Humanity, but however, we will be able to develop advanced science and technology and develop defense against this alien civilization. So what the aliens try to prevent this is that they use their advanced technology to prevent scientific progress within the Earth in such a way that they cannot threaten the existence of Trisolarans. Trisolarans is the name of the alien species mentioned in the novel, and they uses various technology like Sophons, and a faction of the human beings turn their side against the Earth, and there are other elements like a faction of humans side with the Trisolarians, and the aliens communicate with some selected intelligent people on Earth through some VR games, and all those things are very exciting part of the novel, I would say. And so yeah, this is the surface level story of the three-body problem novel, and this is the first book of the series. This is followed by the Dark Forest, and the Death's End is the third novel. Another interesting thing about the story is that although these alien species are advanced civilizations, they also have some inherent disabilities. To be specific, these alien species cannot lie. In other words, there is no concept like hiding something from someone. We humans can think of something and say something else, but in this aliens, for this aliens physiology or their mental psychology, however, they think, what they say is exactly what they think. There is no differentiation between a lie and a truth, because that is the way it is. That is the the weakness or the weak point of the civilization. As a result, they do not have the ability to read the minds of the human beings. And now, talking about the second book, I have read the second book as well. And the second book, humanity realizes that an alien species is coming to the Earth, and they are going to conquer the solar system. So they plans how to defend against the incoming alien fleet. Through their plans, some programs like the Wallfacer program, the Staircase program, etc. And now I'm currently reading the third book, The Death's End, and which is also an exciting one. And whether I recommend this book or the series, about that I would say, however, I do not recommend this book for all book lovers, as it is considered as a hard science fiction novel. However, the series, the focus is more on the science concept rather than the other way. The novel, the focus is more on the science concept rather than the individual characters. It includes ideas like multidimensional universe, nanotechnology, game theory, Fermi paradox, etc. And I am pretty sure that most of the people, most of the common people are unaware about all these things. So it may be a boring novel for most of the people. So unless you are that much into science, I doubt whether you will enjoy the novel or not. And coming to the original book, it is written in Chinese, and almost all of the characters are Chinese, of course. The main difference between the book and the TV adaptation lies in the characters, because most of the main characters in the novel have been reimagined to give a global perspective. For example, the main character in the first book, Wang Miao, is reimagined as Jack, Jin, Sin, and Agustina in the Netflix series. Still, the core concept of the core science concept remains the same in the book as well as in the series. Interestingly, this is not a story centered around one person or a group of people. It is about the story of humanity as a whole and its future. And the relationships between the characters in the book are quite superficial, in my opinion. So basically, if you are someone really interested in scientific concepts, if you are interested into deep science and all, I recommend reading the novel or watching the Chinese TV adaptation. But if you are more into the character depth or not so keen on heavy science concept, you can enjoy watching the Netflix series. They have simplified many of the complex ideas so that a wider audience can enjoy the show. So that's all for today's vlog, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please share your suggestions in the comments. Let me know how I can improve my vlogs, and suggest topics that you would like to talk about next time. Bye bye.